out. There was no blank camera. So we'll see if people come back or not. Makes no mention of treatment of Afrikaners as well. It's not just that. It makes no mention of the behavior of the ANC towards U.S. allies and U.S. interests. How is that chat on here when that popped up instantly? So because nobody's coming. I never left, Ronell. You guys said there was no camera. I see the camera perfectly fine. It was broadcasting at 5G, 5 bars. So I don't know what you guys are talking about. I don't know what happened there. So I don't know. Don't know. Don't know. It was working fine on this end. And I never left. I don't know why you couldn't get data. 5G. I don't know why it was buffering. This wasn't buffering here. I had no signal degradation. I got 5 bars, 5 by. Very strong signal. Your chat was coming through just fine. Yeah, I have no idea why it was doing that. Well, apparently it must be somewhere on YouTube, because I was fine to YouTube and you guys weren't fine receiving it. So it had to be YouTube. Maybe YouTube's harassing my channel. Who knows? Maybe I broke YouTube. Who knows? Maybe the CIA's onto me. Hello again. Up to 68. That went pretty fast. Can you get back to 400 again? I never left. I never left. I don't think ANC's up there. John, his interview with Ishak did the same thing. It went blank. Maybe there's a YouTube problem, folks. Hey, Leon. It could be a YouTube problem. They have problems from time to time. Things happen up, but I haven't seen that. Like I said, I wouldn't know. If I was in my studio, I would know, because in my studio I have 2 screens, one over here and then in front of me, but I was just on my phone. Yeah, apparently they're on top of me. Anyway, well, this one doesn't have the clickbait sensationalist title, so I just said I went live. Yeah. Anyway, so, but Fikele told the DA they can take a walk if they want to. It doesn't sound to me like somebody wants to have them work. He also said that the U.S. is using false basis to sanction South African people. Well, we're not sanctioning anybody. Not sanctioning anybody, so that's a silly comment. Yep. And I think that was the stuff I wanted to talk about today. So let's see what you guys got to say. Leanne says he was here for clickbait. Last night's live, I made it private, Alma. I made it private. Well, because I was a little too harsh on Max Dupree, Maxi-Pad Dupree, and so I just made it private. I said, yeah, it's been, what, 5 minutes? Anyway. Yeah, it must have been a YouTube snafu, guys. No, there's nothing to apologize for, Alma. I just didn't like what I said there. I thought it was a bit much. I was over the top abusing Max Dupree. He deserves it, but I mean, it was a bit much. So I just decided to make it private last night. So, yep. If I have the time to edit it out, I'll take that portion out and then load it back up. But editing in YouTube is not easy, so I'll probably just leave it off. It's fine. You didn't miss anything. Sorry about that, Wills. Kevin Ziller got a passport today. See, people got them. I don't think the ANC is capable of cyber attacks. Oh, you guys like the videos today, Lindy? Thank you. Let me tell you something. That last video I recorded, oh my goodness, freaking wind was blowing. I was surprised. My body must have blocked it from the speaker. You couldn't hear it. Joy's having problems connecting. Well, everyone else seems to be fine now. We're only up to 159 people. See, people are fickle, man. We have 400 people, and they just gone. They didn't come back. Just like that. NDK, what's the word, man? Amazes me how fast misinformation spreads about a refugee program. Whoa, good lord, it's coming fast. At this point, it must all be patient. Yeah, no, it does spread fast. Apply for passport March 25th, still waiting, okay? My suit was a lot better than the Cheetah's rugby. Oh gosh. Still on the end of the line. Oh, well, tell them to come over here. Somebody go back over here and tell them to come over here. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, folks. My stream was fine. Just apparently somewhere along the way from YouTube to you, it got interdicted. But I was broadcasting at 33 minutes live. Yep. So we'll have something positive to chat about with the Springbok season coming. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that thrice. Springboks June. I wish I could be in South Africa, but I can't be in June. That's unfortunate. And then they play in November in Europe. So Adele is still here. Okay, good. Good to see that. CB says the Cheetah jersey is much better. Yeah, it looks nice. I'm feeling things are really going to start heating up now. Loads of tension coming. No, I don't disagree with you on that one. That's certainly things are definitely hotting up in South Africa. Mental chewing gum. Yeah, things are definitely hotting up. So, I don't know, Sundil. By the way, Sundil, you never did answer that question. Where'd you get that information from that you were saying? Because I think I know where you got it from. I need to address it. So please tell me where you got the information that you posted up earlier. Maybe you can be here if you. What's this? Maybe you can be here if you get on the refugee program. Why would I become a refugee? I have the golden ticket. Born American. Well, Fung Wong Wannabe, we've been back for a long time, dude, for 7 minutes on this stream. Son wrote a letter to the embassy last Monday. Tuesday, they contact him for an appointment, and next... Wow. Well, that was fast, Narina. So, interesting. Yep, that's why people are asking about whether they should contact the embassy. I'm telling them, just contact them now. It shouldn't affect anything, Jeremy. Not for the moment, a lot less sanctions are imposed. Anxiety in the ANC faces. Yeah, exactly. They're afraid. They're putting on a brave face, but they're afraid. Yeah, why would I need to be a refugee? You got the golden ticket, man. There's the email address to the embassy, folks, if you want to. Charles, we've been back for 8 minutes, man. No to interview and control the movement. What are you talking about? Yeah, imagine a world without the U.S. securing the sea lanes. Yep. Okay, Evan got another video out. What's it about there, Fung Wan? What's that video about? Maharaj, I'm waiting, dude. Have you got an answer for me? Your brother's a citizen petitioning for us to immigrate. That won't do anything, Chantel. U.S. citizens can't petition people to come here. They have no influence on people immigrating here. Only visa lottery winners get to pull that crap. Tax clearance. We don't care about tax clearance. What are you talking about? Look, Chantel, I have no idea what you're talking about, Chantel Fitzgerald. None of that makes any sense whatsoever. None of it makes any sense. Are you here to talk about the refugee program? I can address that. But you're talking about something that's you're trying to immigrate here. If you're trying to immigrate here, I mean, I'm not the immigration center. Immigrating to America is very difficult to do. Very difficult to do. And yeah, I don't have an answer for you. If you want to come here as a refugee, I know about that. Who's asking for Afrikaners to respond? Oh, okay. Oh, Evan is, okay. Oh, that's the one from Max Dupree. That guy's a lunatic. It's something that can be struck off the bucket list for collectors of strange and unusual experiences, I guess so. Bafana potentially could qualify the World Cup and also be sanctioned from competing. Imagine the mayhem. Sonia, good evening. Love your channel. Spot on. Respect for South Africa. White old bird still loves her country, even though it's... Well, I get you, Sonia. I love America, even though it was being destroyed under Joe Biden. And Gail says they can hear me perfectly. Good. Afrikaner Asylum, what do my Afrikaner friends think? That's the one from Extra Prayer, right? Yes, Amazon, is it Amazon, Texas? I don't know what that is. Anyway, yes, that was brought to my attention yesterday, so I went and watched that video from the Hustlers podcast from DJ Sabu, and it was not genuine. It was, and I made a video in response to that today, so you can see, or yesterday, you can see that on my channel. How will the sanctions against South Africa affect the Bucks in the USA World Cup? Won't. It won't. There's no sanctions against South Africa, thrice. There are no sanctions against South Africa, so there's nothing to affect. There are no sanctions. First off, the fact that anyone's talking about sanctions, they're just liars. Now, if someone wants to say that there is a member of Congress who's proposing sanctions against South Africa with a new bill that's yet to be introduced in the House, you could say that, but there are no sanctions. That's just a lie. Just talk to my son in the Netherlands. They don't hear 30% of what's going on. I'm not surprised. If or when the sanctions happen, will it affect my work permit application to Ireland? No. Johannes Lotter? No. If there's any sanctions, they're coming from the United States, not from Ireland. Why wouldn't affect you at all? Waiting on a different stream, that was showing waiting. Well, there's no other streams, so I'm not sure why people are there. Could somebody go back to that stream and tell people to come here? Can one of my mods go and post a link, and tell people to, go to the other one, please? Because people are sitting there waiting, and they're just going to get pissed off, and it's not my fault. I didn't do this. I didn't end the stream. I was broadcasting live. So if someone could do that, I'd appreciate it. I can't do it. I'm on a mobile phone. I'm very limited what I can do here. Some people are not looking at it because they were told American forces are on South Africa's borders. What moron told people that? What moron told people that? There aren't. Is that coming from the Sightlanders? Oh dear God. Oh dear God. There are no U.S. forces on the borders. No one's going to help you. No one's going to help you. You're on your own. I've said that a million times. Jacques says, waiting patiently. Okay, cool. Fiona, there's already been a civil war. It's July 2021. World Rugby's new plan to stop the Springboks winning. No. World Rugby just said it was okay for the 7-1 split. They agreed with what Rossi came up with. It stays. Do you have any advice what to do if EFF invades a residential community? Should we lock ourselves in our home around? Yeah, Pied Crow, this is not an appropriate place to have a conversation like that. Not an appropriate place to have a conversation like that. There are groups in South Africa that can provide that kind of information. There are people trying to set me up to get me in trouble, and it's not a question I'm going to answer. So when July 2021 unfolded, I did give people advice how to protect themselves then, and a lot of people found it very useful as I broadcast for hours on end while Cyril Poza ignored the crisis for 4 days. But no, I'm not going to do that in this stream. No, they're not going to be excluded, Springboks. People from Amazon, I'll say it's a wild place and loads of them caught. Okay, I didn't know it was called that. I know Amazon, that's why I didn't know what you were reading there. I think they have my passport waiting, my ID card. They'll have to SMS up. Both, huh? Chantel said, what's the best immigration? It was someone else. I just said low. No, there was another Chantel. So, yeah, I know it wasn't you. It's like the Sightlanders said the Griffins might be confiscated. Yeah, that was an April Fool's joke. Keith Alderson, what's going on? Yeah, Rossi might go to 3-5 split, yep. Amazing, with everything going on in this country and we're worried about rugby. Well, you should always be worried about rugby. Rugby is life. Thank you, Yolandi, telling people to come over here. And the numbers have good. Thank you, Yolandi. You just brought probably about another 50, 100 people over here. Hey, guys. Do you have a favorite dessert? Oh, gosh. Ice cream, I guess. No news. I did do a video this morning explaining another interview. Did you ever consider streaming with fresh stars? Do you think you'll be redundant? Because no, I have no problem with doing something with him. But he said he wanted to do something with me, but I haven't heard from him. So, I mean, I'm happy to do one, but I haven't heard from the guy. So he suggested, and then he said he was going quiet for a while. Then he suddenly did a video. Then he went quiet for a while. So Evan's got a busy schedule, so I'm not sure. We've sent one or two messages between each other. Yeah, Keith, is that the cheerleader thing? Unfortunately, I don't have time for that right now. After a video today about the interviews, I think this whole program of refugees are going to get faster than people think. Possibly, Lou, possibly. We don't know, but yep. South African law firms will be 50% black in the next 5 years. I don't think law will be needed by then. No, it'll all descend into chaos before then. What made you develop an interest in South Africa, and when did you develop your interest in rugby? Well, South African interest came from reading The Covenant by James Michener, which someone sent me a link and said apparently Michener didn't write it. The South African wrote most of that. That's news to me. It was interesting. But I read that book, and that was when I was following the events in Rhodesia, Mozambique, Angola. I read that book, and it's a fascinating place. Had an interest in South Africa from that time on. My interest in rugby began as a freshman at university in 1982 on a Friday afternoon when the upperclassmen after the military science lab said, hey, you come to the game tonight? I said, the game's tomorrow. I said, not football, rugby. And I said, well, I'm from Appalachia. We just got paved roads and electricity recently. We don't have rugby. I know it is, but we don't have it. He said, no, come on, you'll meet women there. It'll be fun. So I went, and I got interested. Unfortunately, there was no rugby in America except at club level, no television. It was not even a commercial sport at that point. At the time, it wasn't a professional sport, it was still amateur in 82, excuse me. So I became a rugby fan in 82, and then didn't really get to watch it until many years later. Shows how we have to adapt despite everything going on. Yep. I've never had a blue bull steak now. Someone can get Corne Mulder on, but it seems everyone has tried. I had Corne Mulder on before he became the leader of the party. Now I can't get him. I've asked twice, and he doesn't even respond. He sent me a message, but he didn't respond to my request, so I gave up. Also, Peter Groenewald, he agreed to come on, but I haven't heard from Peter recently, so, yep. Yes, that was the one. I'll pass on your two. Yeah, no, I mean, I'll try, Keith, but I mean, I there's stuff going on right now, Keith. I just, it's not something I can manage at the moment. Chantel, I don't even know what a tax clearance certificate is, so I didn't notice that on the checklist. What petition application? What petition application? What are you talking about? I don't know about any petition application. There's no program, so where are you getting a petition application from? Chantel Fitzgerald, where are you getting a petition application from? Is that immigration? Maybe you need that for immigration, but not for refugee, that I'm aware of. Foreign Affairs Minister moaning about 50% tariff. Well, he can complain all he wants. Send a team to D.C. and work it out. Louis, thank you for the 70 Rand super chat. Thought we ran out of super chats when we lost everybody there. Watch an interesting podcast on national security news outlining the proposed targeted sanctions. There are no proposed targeted sanctions in the ANC of the Covenant. People are just making shit up, Barry. Is that someone's projection what could come? There's no sanctions. There's no proposed sanctions. It's not what the damn bill says. I read the bill in its entirety. I read it on air. I don't know what you said. It's interesting. It's interesting that people are making shit up. That's what's interesting to me. There are no massive walls and fences here. Heinrich, what do you cut full from? Yeah, U.S. stocks are surging today, but no big deal to me. You're welcome, Anthony. Matthew Fun Black. Goeiedag, Ian. Do you have any insight on how the average American... The average American has no idea what the hell you're talking about. They have no knowledge of this. They don't care. You don't affect their lives. You're not an issue for them. Nobody knows about this. I could, and this is people better informed here because they're in the military. I could pull 10 people aside and ask them if they know anything about this, and I bet you 9 never heard of it. Nobody cares, man. South Africa doesn't matter. You gotta get over yourselves. German court has sentenced the other Deutschland crew to suspended for defaming fellow Chairmaster Nancy for. Yeah, no, Germany's gone. It's a fascist state. That's why I didn't move there. I was going to move to Ascham Chiemgau when I retired in 2019. Move there in 2020 was the plan. But then the COVID scam came and they proved that they're fascists. And now you just see it again. So for a satirical meme, you're going to put someone in jail for 7 months for defaming. Well, she deserves to be defamed because she's an idiot. I'm betting meeting women there was your main drive for going. No, I was invited to the game, so I went. 7-a-side. I don't play 7-a-side rugby. It's too fast. Pathfinder says, thank you for your content. Well, you're welcome. Thanks for being here. Be sure to hit the like button, folks. Only 196 likes. What's going on with that? Can't help to wonder how the rugby players are doing in the NFL. Well, we've had rugby players in the NFL. They don't do particularly well. USA are reigning 15. That's true. That's true. Because the last time it was played was 1924. We won in 1920 and 1924 in Paris. We were the reigning Olympic champions for a century. Thank you, Sean. Right now, I'll put the embassy email in again. Yeah, people need to do more critical thinking before biting for the trolls or trying to garner a reaction, Chris. Yep. Yep. Don't panic when trolls come in here. Well, Gary, it's relevant for some people, but it's an effort to get me to say something on camera so that someone can steal my content and use it against me. I'm not saying the person that did that is doing it, but that's what happens with that sort of stuff. No, we don't care about SARS at all. That's why I'm at this tax clearance certificate. What sheet was she talking about? It doesn't apply here, to my knowledge. But she was talking about immigration. Anton Feldsman just gave 70 Rand. Thank you for daily videos info. Thank you for your super chat. Hey, Copy, what's going on? You may have known family of mine that served in Rhodesian Scouts. And so it's possible cycling journeys. I don't know if I know them. If they were the Zulu Scouts. Hello, Mariki. What about EFF going to Iran? They're not going. I heard they call it off. 70,000. They couldn't get 70,000 people anywhere. Let alone 9 hours away from civilization. They're all going to Wyoming. Don't count on that. It's for immigration. Okay, there you go. Okay, Chantel, it's immigration. I worked in embassies all over Africa, but that's a consular service, and the consular service handles that. So, yeah, you probably need a tax clearance so we don't get trouble with countries. But you don't need that, to my knowledge, for. That's why I need to know. So you're talking about the I-30, I-130. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I need to know. So this isn't an immigration center. So, I mean, you're welcome to be here, and thank you for being here, Chantel. But, I mean, it's not something I'm prepared to answer because I just need to research it. It's not something I cover. So I worked in multiple embassies all over Africa and the Middle East and Europe, and I didn't deal with that because I'm not in the State Department. How's it going there, Antia? Thank you for renewing, Wills. Oh, Caulfield's here. Different in a suit. Well, thank you. Thank you. It's very kind of you. What do you think about the idea that tariffs is the U.S. is doing a reset of the global financial system? The Bretton Woods. I don't think that's it at all, Fung One. The United States is in a bad way because we've allowed ourselves to be taken advantage of for so long, and we've allowed corporations to offshore our industrial base and manufacturing base to Asia for a couple fractions of percentage point of extra profit. and it's had an eviscerating effect on our country. It's gone from simply the industrial base, and we don't manufacture ships anymore. What the hell is that? We're the biggest shipbuilder in the world for a long time. My daily dose of truth. Cool. Good to see you there, Vera. This is the second stream. We did the other one earlier, so we got cut off somehow. There will be a good source. History of America for those who want. There's lots of sources, lots of books. Just go to Amazon, look for one. So that might not matter now, but once we introduce Breibrückis, I believe that's going to make a difference. Yeah, he posted on. Apparently, he posted something online. I guess Citizen Concern called him out. So somebody was talking about that. Where's Tomahawk today? Tomahawk's not here. Are you angry at me, Tomahawk, because of yesterday? Jeez. Boca Chica. There you go. It would be the SpaceX launch facility. Yeah, no, Irania is a business. They can't do anything to them. SARS doesn't work very well, Kurtz. It did years ago, but it doesn't work so well now. Lawrence says, good evening from Hermanus. Welcome, Lawrence. Need your human to cheer me up. My brother passed away this morning. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He was in California? Corey, I'm so sorry to hear about your brother. Wow. Wow. Oh, there's Tomahawk. There you are. Like you're mad at me. When children are screaming, I hand out lollipops. Probably wouldn't work with adults. I don't know if it works with adults. Why don't you who have seen Nota and action report him on YouTube? He won't shut up, Val. Army's back. How's your mom doing, Arden? I'm sorry, I don't need to ask for source part, but I had her an update. Last heard she was not doing well. It's no apology at all, only a description of what he said to make it sound, yeah. He's so smart, it's like, oh, I added that. This is ridiculous. There's Charmaine Peacock. There's the other Charmaine. Okay. Not doing some what we'll get through. We'll just take time. I'm okay. I'm just. That's CB talking on me. Sorry, I thought it was the rest of the beat. It wasn't the beat. The beep in the background was my washing machine. No, it's in the kitchen. Good version of Breibrück's barbecue toasting. Thank you, Reg. Blasphemy. Breibrückis makes all the difference. Get the Breibrücki song in here from Zion. Country won't be sanctioned, I feel. We'll select interest. Yes, that's a very real possibility, Sean. Wasn't for your channel, we wouldn't know what's going on with all the fake news out there. Well, there's definitely a lot of real fake news out there, real Wesley Smith, that's for sure. And you know, a lot of people keep going on about how I'm the South Africa guy, I'm the refugee guy, but you notice that my news talked about Mali today, talked about Burkina Faso, Algeria, talked about Kenya, talked about Rwanda. I cover the world and all of Africa. Wife made observation, 31 years of democracy and AC rule, 31% tariffs. Opinion stock is dip, or they call it the Great Reset. It's not a Great Reset. The stock market's still overvalued. It could fall much further. I'm not buying on this rise. I'll wait for more dips. So I got to have money to buy. But I do. Holden, why are these Navy ships being scuttled for reefs instead of salvaging them? Well, we're not building ships for the most part. That's probably why. Yeah, no, you're right, Army. The CNN's probably doing it just to create outrage. Yep. Chantel says, watch your channel every day. Appreciate the content. Well, Chantel, I'm curious. You don't have to answer it here, but why are you guys immigrating? I mean, is this something you've been doing for a while? You don't have to answer that question. I'm just curious. Immigration is not easy to America. It's hard earned. But good luck with that. And the tax clearance specific, yeah, you probably won't need it for the I-130. Yep. So I think if the ANC drops the case against Israel, no, people, stop listening to fake news. It's not about Israel. It's not about Afrikaners. They're just elements of what's going on here. Good Lord, how many times I have to make a video explaining all the crap that the ANC has done that's damaged our national security, that's harmed our national interest. That's what this is about. And the fact that the media refused to acknowledge that, the fact that the ANC ignore it, and the fact that you all missing it, those who are asking questions like that, no. Israel case, no. They could drop the ICJ case. It's not going to end what's going on right now. And it won't end the refugee program. It doesn't change 142 laws. Tommy says, I'm my favorite YouTuber by far, waiting for 100,000. Okay, Tom Oak. Okay, yeah. Thank you. It's $38 good mechanical experience. $38 making anything is good money. You're not going to be rich, but it's good money. And it depends where you live. Around here, $38 an hour, you could live quite well. Yep. So that's it's $40 times 5. It's 200. Is that right? Yeah. 200. And then another 200. No, 120. $320 a day. $1,500 a week. That's $6,000 a month. It's not a huge amount, but it's decent. It depends where you live. You live very well off that. Hey, Louisa. Can't always come up busy with hay and maize. All right, cool. Don't sneeze. Any personnel take on some of our military hardware? I know what you're saying, Ian. Spoke to some people over the weekend. 6 or 10 people don't even know. But yeah, exactly. Can you imagine people actually know about it? I need someone who's an artist. Someone that's an artist. Trying to design a shirt. Is Fox News factual? It's factual, but it's also sensationalist. It's also extremely biased towards conservatives. But yeah, they're better than most, but I don't watch Fox News. I used to, but they went too far one way. Yeah, one after his apology post on X, basically went back to his normal self. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so. No, it's okay, Dylan. How you doing? Esmond Kruger says, how are you today? Bride brookies are great for bride days, but yeah, it's been raining, so you're not going to have any. My fun videos, Carrie, today? Which ones were fun, Corey? Yeah, exactly, Chris. They can be compromised for corrosion, yep. The more they bring notes and other like-minded people here, you make them stronger. Huh? You want to know what's going on? The rest of you thieves. Thoughtful Bikers is back. And there's Van with 350, man. Enjoy a beverage. Well, okay. That'll help pay for this one. Thank you for that super chat, man. 28 people, 30 people loved it. 3 who comment on it. U.S. made a long list of times when the government put the American interests. Yep. Yeah. No, I made a long list, Sean. They got a lot of that from me. I report on all those things. I made PowerPoint slides and I've been putting in a lot of my videos to show all the things that the ANC has done that are contrary to U.S. national interests. Yep. And NDK gave 100 rand. Thank you for that, NDK. Wow. Set you. I've been following American Republican think tanks, and their main complaint seems to be Nancy's ICA report. So I just want to hear your take. You don't upset me. No. That's only one element of it. I'm not upset. Gosh, you guys infer the wrong things here. No, it isn't just about that case. It's a lot more to it. A lot more to it. Yeah, this isn't about this case. Congressman 100% put it best. So that claims to be non-aligned, which it clearly isn't. It's in bed with U.S. adversaries. That's exactly what it is, Fung Wan. That's exactly what it is. They're in bed with our adversaries, and they're undermining our national interests. That's the bottom line. And that's what Ronnie Jackson said. He's spot on. It's an army that was second to none. Yeah, you did, but that's long gone, Sean. Open all hours. It's a good show. What kind of design are you looking for, Chris? Barely. I'm looking for, I want to put like a few like army pup tents and put FEMA sign out there, and I want to put a thing that goes, "I'm not a refugee." The "I'm not a refugee" tour is what I wanted to say. I'm not a refugee tour. So I'm not a refugee, and then tour on the bottom, 2025, something like that. So put a tent in the middle. Maybe a soldier looks a little bit like me with a steel pot on. I'm not a refugee. Yeah, you can have some Afrikaners lined up around a braai there. That might be a little too much. Have the Afrikaners braaiing, have me arriving, military uniform, and I'm not a refugee tour, 2025. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I have no creativity either. I know I can envision things, but oh, okay. Well, if somebody could draw that, it'd be cool. Arthur, it depends. You don't. If you're a refugee, you can join the U.S. military. I mean, you can join the U.S. military as a foreign national. But joining as a foreign national from abroad isn't easy. But we have thousands of foreign nationals in our military. But you can only be enlisted. You can't be a commissioned officer. You have to be an American citizen to be a commissioned officer. So, but yeah, if you meet the standards, but only 18% of young adults meet the standards. So good luck with that. Refugee citizens be able to work overtime. Well, Carrots, that's an unbelievably open-ended question. How can I possibly answer the question other than say that your status as a refugee doesn't affect whether you can work overtime or not? Your ability to work overtime affects it in your employment status. We're merely cowards in the ICJ case against us, and now we're the troop frogs. Well, no, you're not. No, you're not. This is a cognitive dissonance that's so frustrating to me. I just explained what this says. I just explained this, Dr. Clue. I realize my text is probably a little bit behind, and someone else just explained it, but they explained it in the text before I got to it and said it verbally. You're not. This has nothing to do with the ICJ case. This is about much more than that. And this bill that Ronnie Jackson's introducing now was introduced in February 6th of last year, and it didn't go anywhere in the House under the Biden regime. So this one, instead of having 6 pages of offense, is now 15 pages of offense. And Israel is just one thing in there. One thing in there. It's not that you're wrong. Okay, these days I only listen to one. I never thought that I would be able to move through this. All right, sorry. Onions. No. Hey, NDK, thank you for 40 Rand. Just sit by the exit like Jason Bourne. Yep, and I can see it. People are like, well, why would you sit with your back to the? I can see that exit. I can see them coming before they come in the door, and I've got the phone angled so I can see them. So I mean, normally the phone you'd be looking straight ahead. If I was not looking at the door behind me, but I've got it angled. So gotta be clever, folks. Cape Independence. Okay, James, we'll see. Bribe bookies. Have we shown you what a pup? I know what a pup chat is. Okay. It's not a milkshake, it's iced tea. $3. Well, that's not a massive drink. That's average. That's an average size. Extra large, but like this big. What type of jerseys? Cheers to the 70,000. What do you mean, what type of jerseys? I don't understand the question. Oh, T-shirts. That's what I'm trying to. Channel's growing day by day, hitting almost 73,000. Really happy for you. Keep up the news and support for Southern. Well, MCM, yeah, it is growing. I wish it'd grow faster. I'm getting impatient, but yeah, I can't complain, man. We were just December 31st. We were at 20,300. So yeah. Yeah, that's correct, Chris. You're spot on. The USA has had its eyes on South Africa for a long time. U.S. did so much. U.S. did so much for us, and look how disgraceful and repeatedly the AIDS bit in the hand that fed them so many ways. Yeah, you're right, Sean. It's true. Your politicians are idiots. Well, we got plenty of idiots too. Beerly says, sounds good. Well, if somebody can design that, that'd be great to see. Cannot believe I'm green. What does that mean, Sai? What places would you say would be the best refugees to go? Carmen, that's an impossible question to answer. We've talked about this many times. I don't know where you're from. I don't know what you like. I hate heat. I could never live in Durban. It's too humid. You like Mediterranean climate? Southern California. That's the Cape. You like the high veld? Go to Arizona. Go to New Mexico. Go to Texas. Utah. Well, we have Kevlars, not steel helmets, but you could draw a steel helmet would matter for a t-shirt. Team Fenter gave 70 rand. Thank you for that. Know about the girl that went missing in Saldana and what our sports minister just put out YouTube. You're talking about Jocelyn Smith. I'm very familiar with that. Little color girl. The child is gone, unfortunately. Never been to Kruger. No, I've only done Madikwe for game drives in South Africa. I've been to the Masai Mara, I've been to the Serengeti, I've been to the Okavango. I've seen enough wildlife. Doesn't trust the power of bribe cookies. Thank you for 35 rand. Here's this shirt, welcome USA, just stay away from Wyoming. Hi and goodbye. Sean's on a plane back. Okay. Careful in the rain. Levi's grandpa low. Real good, thank you. Well, thank you, Miranda. Lack of understanding of the word FD puts people off. Even Professor G is confusing sound. Yeah, I know. I don't know that he's doing it, but people need to stop. I've been very clear from the very outset about the difference. There are similarities, but they're not the same. And whoever came up with this negative connotation about your FD is an idiot, because there's nothing negative about it. Chat going fast again. Yep. Hey, Erica, what's going on? Erica's an OG. She's been here since the beginning. There's Napoleon. I have a friend that worked without a visa in Chile years ago. Will that affect his refugee application? I don't think so. What's your take on what's happening in Ireland? Ireland is gone, Brendan. It's gone. The Irish are suffering horribly because they're politicians. There's 200 rand from NDK. Thank you for that. Receive a membership. Oh, your handle's never got it. Okay, cool. Miranda, what do you mean your name is highlighted? She must have sent you a note. At 27 World Cup, you could get together South African refugees and watch the Bucks. Yeah. Ian de Villiers, 350 rand. Wow, instead of buying you a coffee iced tea, we should have options for Polisi coffee and Bible please. Double thumbs up. Thank you, Ian de Villiers. You've been to a circus before. Well, I've been to a real circus. Been to Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey Circus, yeah. You sure have seen enough wildlife considering where you've been. Yep. I have in the last 45 minutes had Nigerians trying to get access codes to my Telegram account under the one I'm using. Good Lord. Good Lord. Hello, Lisa. Oh, because you went against the ICJ case. Gotcha. I didn't understand that. problem with psychological abuse in South Africa is that it's causing us to believe that white people are inferior. Well, who said they're inferior? I wouldn't believe that for a heartbeat. When you were in Botswana, did you ever visit the Hansi? Yeah, I've been to Hansi, yes. Not a UFC fan. South African driving a truck in Canada, went to U.S. visa 3 years ago. Asked me if I had any ties to ANC. I still think ANC are terrorists. Yeah, they do. They do. Way to check the one's name is on the list of the U.S. Embassy. Not to my knowledge, Graham. You probably can't answer direct. I would like to know, can South still turn this around? Yeah, they can. Well, I'm not sure which bill you're talking about already. You're talking about the one that Brian Jackson wants to sanction leaders. That can be stopped. All 50 states listening back imported from. Think about it. South Africa tracks its statements formally towards Israel. It wouldn't change something. Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, thank you for representing subs. Appreciate that. Literally never listen to YouTube lives, never, but since hubby discovered your channel, we've been listening every night and every morning, even when we oversleep. Well, thank you so much for that, Michelle. Appreciate that. You have a falcon, wow. You gotta keep your dogs away, they'll eat dogs. What do you think about the Namibian president visa moves on the US? I think it's stupid, it's an own goal. People aren't gonna pay $50 just to go to Namibia. It already costs a lot to get there. Must the Afrikaners be standing at attention? No, they don't need to stand at attention. Sitting around the bride. Yeah, and I'll just be hanging around the bride too, standing next to it. Rations? No. Loretta says she has no money, but like to thank you for so much for everything you do. What's my pleasure, Loretta. I mean, again, super chats are very much appreciated. I appreciate them a lot. Thank you so much. What I really appreciate is beyond that, because I know everybody has a means, is that you subscribe to the channel, you engage in the chat, share your thoughts with us, ask your questions, and that you like the videos and you watch all my content. That's what really matters. The super chats definitely matter. I'm just saying, but people can do that that don't have resources. That's all we ask. Maun is pretty awesome, yeah. Yeah, no, Brendan, I've flown from Maun into the Okavango in a small prop plane and spent time out there. You can't really say, but how long do you think this will take before you start applying? Well, Marlies Muller, I would send a message to the embassy now if you haven't done already. Just saying. Drake is on 4th? Wow. Quagga loves the country. Well, I love South Africa too. It's amazing, but you know, I don't know what to tell you, man. A few breeding pair of African fish eagles. Really? Okay. I think you're just amazing, creative. Always give us new songs and sing along. Well, thank you for that, Miranda Duplessis. But I can't draw for means. Oh, I know, Lisa. I've reported on the Charlotte McKexa Hospital, which still hasn't been repaired after the fire. A long time since that happened. Family in Salibe Pique. Okay, Michael. Okay, I know that too. Membership comment for update on Formula One news. Amory Nell. Rhetoric here is affecting my daughter in California. She's in tears this morning. Why? How long do you think China will last? Trump's China? I don't know. I don't think it will last very long. They're talking a big game, but China can't go without us. They think they can. All right, I'm going to have to wrap up here, folks. I'm just trying to zip to this chat, see if there's anything big. I missed any super chats. Nope, I caught up. Chickens will come home first. So, absolutely going to happen. 20 kilometers of PE. Okay. All right. Interesting. Solution of government, well, funding them would be a start. Administering them by proper administrators, not patronage hires, would be another step. Yep. That'd be a couple good steps. Security, so that they can't be robbed blind by thieves, would be another good step. All of those would contribute to improving your healthcare sector immensely. All of that would help. Yep. Anyway, folks, what about Neil deBear? What's this, Neil deBear? You're welcome, Davin. Neil deBear had a chat with SA. He was so emotional you could see the tears. I didn't see that. Okay, what do you mean with SA? Suggest that you or one of your moderators open a WhatsApp group for your t-shirt design. Okay. I'll do that. Okay. Well, I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for being with us. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done already. I'm going to have to wrap up. I have to go. I'm on the stage here in about 20 minutes, so I got to go prep for that, okay? Thanks, guys, and we'll catch you later. All right?